Have you been interested in a .22 Magnum semi-automatic rifle? Would a Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum Elite semi-automatic rifle, .22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, with a 16-inch matte-threaded barrel with all-metal construction qualify as something you would consider? Me thinks it would. Hey, it's the Range Ronin, once again, bringing you yet another firearm review. Stay tuned, as I really want to tell you all about the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum Elite Semi-Automatic Rifle, .22 Winchester Magnum Rimfire. In my many years of handling firearms, the .22 Winchester Magnum rimfire cartridge had not made it to the top of my ammunition favorites, until lately. Many, it seems, favor the 17 caliber Hornady Magnum rimfire cartridge that was developed by necking down a .22 Winchester Magnum rimfire case to take a 17 caliber projectile. Commonly loaded with a 17-grain projectile, it can deliver muzzle velocities in excess of 2,650 feet per second. Pretty impressive, but some still favor the good old .22 caliber. 17 caliber Hornady Magnum rimfire, or HMR ammunition, is less common and more expensive than the .22 caliber rimfire rounds. This is changing as the popularity of 17 caliber HMR rifles gathers momentum, but that does not mean that the .22 Winchester Magnum rifle cartridge is destined for extinction. The .22 WMR was introduced in 1959 by Winchester, but was not used by Winchester until the Winchester Model 61 slide rifle could be chambered for it in 1960. The first rifle to be offered in the new chambering was the Marlin Lever-Matic rifle in 1959, because its design was easily modified to accept the more powerful cartridge. By the time of the introduction of the Winchester 61, Smith & Wesson and Ruger had revolvers for it, and Savage had come out with the Model 24, and since late 2012, the Model 42. A more modern update than the 24, a .22 .410 rifle shotgun combination. A lot of folks enjoy shooting the .22 caliber rimfire cartridge, and many were introduced to the shooting sport with this ammunition. Many advanced to higher powered ammunition for both handgun and rifle as they advanced in the sport or for hunting and pest control. The .22 Winchester Magnum rifle cartridge, it seemed, never really took off as a bridge between the .22 caliber rimfire and more powerful ammunition, but many recognized it as a viable cartridge. If sighted in for a maximum point-blank range on a 3-inch high target, the 40-grain .22 WMR has an effective range of nearly 125 yards. This makes the .22 WMR a short to medium range varmint rifle and hunting rifle cartridge. The .22 WMR can take down small game such as rabbits, hares, groundhogs, prairie dogs, foxes, raccoons, opossums, and coyotes. What do I intend to do with this cartridge? Mainly use it as a range toy, since I don't hunt. I have a Ruger American Bolt Action .22 Magnum rifle, but wanted a semi-automatic. Believe me when I say that I thoroughly researched all available .22 Magnum semi-automatic rifles, Rossi, CZ, and Marlin, but they all came up short of the Tippmann arms in certain areas that I was looking at, although I do have to say that the CZ512 is a fine-looking firearm. So, with a bit of history behind me, let me introduce you to the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum Elite Semi-Automatic Rifle 22 Winchester Magnum Rimfire with the basic specifications, and then I'll get into the many features. There are many features of the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum Elite Semi-Automatic Rifle 22 Winchester Magnum Rimfire. For a firearm of this caliber, some may surprise you. There is a 12-inch aluminum free-float M-lock handguard, upon which I have added an M-lock adapter for a sling mount and CV Life bipod that is easily installed or removed. More regarding the position of such a bit later. The barrel is a 16-inch 4150 solid steel unit. A 1/2 by 28 threaded A2 birdcage flash hider, which can be replaced with a device of your choice, is attached. A nickel-plated bolt ensures smooth operation. The M4-22M comes with a Gen 2 grip, of which has been replaced with a Hogue over-molded grip. More on that later as well. The M4-22M is, of course, a semi-automatic rifle of simple blowback design. No gassing on this one. An aluminum upper and lower receiver provides a solid and robust feel to the firearm, rather than polymer. The M4-22M ships with one 15-round magazine, of which I have added 3 additional magazines. It does have a functional forward assist that actually works, but is usually not needed. The bolt catch is just like a standard MSR, located on the left side and is easily to manipulate. The charging handle is just like a standard MSR, but shorter for the 22 WMR cartridge. There is an actual recoil buffer spring rather than none, as with some MSR rimfire rifles. Purchasers will like the standard equipped adjustable flip-up sights of the M-Bus type. A shell deflector is part of the package. The M4-22M has a 4.5 pound trigger pull, which I will talk about later. Included is also an ejection port cover, a common item found on standard MSRs. Also standard is a 6-position adjustable stock, of which I have added a rubber butt pad, because I do not like the feel of a standard hard butt end digging into my shoulder. The M4-22M features the popular AR platform that most are familiar with. It has an easy push-pin disassembly that I will talk about in the maintenance segment. Anti-walk pins for the fire control assembly is part of the standard package. If you have ever had a trigger group pin walk out on your MSR, you will appreciate this feature. I appreciate the full-length top Picatinny rail, also of aluminum construction, for ease of adding whatever optic is chosen. A 2-position receiver-mounted safety lever, just like on the big boys, is left side only. It can be exchanged with a right side or ambidextrous unit if desired. An ambidextrous sling adapter plate is also standard. A mil-spec fire control group allows for drop-in trigger assemblies, but perhaps with a minor caveat that I will talk about later. The M4-22M is compatible with most standard AR-15 components and accessories, a very nice consideration for those who like to change or add stuff. The owner's manual is well written and includes nice illustrations for easy reference. Well, that's it for the features. Let me move on to maintaining the M4-22M. Maintaining the M4-22 Magnum is the same as with any MSR. A 2-pin takedown allows the upper and lower to be separated easily and quickly. The bolt removes very similar to bigger bore MSRs, as does the buffer and buffer spring. In reality, there is no need for me to go into a detailed takedown, inspection, cleaning, reassembly, or function testing, as this information is contained in the owner's manual that comes with the rifle or which can be downloaded from the Tippmann Arms website. I have provided a link to the owner's manual in the description section in case you are interested. What a great day to be at the outdoor range, despite the heat and humidity of southern summers. I am on a lane with plenty of steel targets to ring, and both the Tippmann M4-22M and I are raring to go. I am shooting for a 36-yard zero today for the initial run-in and function check, and I am very optimistic that the Tippmann will perform well. Let's see how the Tippmann and I are going to work together. Various upgrades have been made to make this rifle more personal, so let me get into those. First up, the provided grip has been removed and replaced with my favorite overmolded rubber beaver tail grip pistol grip, which is the first thing that I have installed on any of my MSRs. It features a gentle palm swell that fits nicely in the hand, finger grooves that naturally position the fingers for an optimal grip, a cobblestone texture pattern for an efficient non-slip, non-irritating stippled grip, a beaver tail that cushions the hand on recoil and offers increased hand comfort higher on the frame. The grip is made from long-lasting durable thermoplastic elastomer that ages gracefully for years of service and is virtually impervious to all oils and solvents associated with firearms. I added a butt pad. I just don't like the feel of the adjustable stock's hard edge digging into my shoulder. The fix for that was to add a Missouri Tactical recoil pad for 6-position adjustable stocks that simply slips over the stock and protects my shoulder from the massive recoil of the .22 WMR cartridge. Not really, but it does feel better against the shoulder pocket. Moving on to the bipod. One of my favorite bipods is a CV Life bipod for rifles with tiltable swivel and direct attachment that provides a minimum height of 7.5 inches to a maximum height of 9 inches. It is crafted from high-strength aluminum and lightweight polymer. This sling stud bipod offers stability and portability while providing a solid shooting platform for hunting and shooting. The bipod has an adjustable clamp knob for quick attachment and detachment. It is compatible with both Picatinny and M-rail adapters. The head features a sling stud that securely connects to various slings. It features a unique spherical base. The bipod rifle head tilts smoothly to accommodate different angles for accurate shooting. A quick locking and unlocking mechanism allows for effortless tilt adjustment. I usually just leave the bipod unlocked when shooting and locked for storage. The sling swivel bipod locks securely into 5 different positions for various terrains. Both legs feature spring-loaded release buttons for quick retraction. The sling mount bipod is shockproof. Anti-slip rubber feet offer a secure hold on various surfaces, improving shooting stability and precision. Using this bipod also meant adding a CV Life M-rail bipod adapter, sling stud mount bipod for M-rail. This adapter allows me to quickly install or remove the bipod as desired. Without the bipod installed, the adapter also provides an additional sling point, so it serves 2 purposes. A Magpul M-Lock slanted foregrip has been installed just forward of the bipod, and which provides me with a familiar, at least to me, and natural handhold on the firearm, and also allows me different hand positions on the grip. Some may notice the position of the bipod, which is almost centered with the rifle. Why did I place it there? Most folks mount a bipod toward the end of the firearm, and I have done so as well. However, after watching quite a few videos of people using a tripod on their long guns when firing from a standing position, the tripods were positioned more in the center of the long gun, closer to the center of balance, if you will. I just thought that I would experiment with that position for this rifle. I found that this position on the rifle works great. I find it much faster to reposition the muzzle, if necessary, over a bipod position that is closer to the end of the barrel. With the free swiveling features of the bipod, I don't have to lift the entire rifle to reposition the barrel, and the rifle just feels more balanced and more stable as I move around the pivot point. Give it a try if you can, and you just may like this bipod position. The main upgrade made to the M4-22M is the magnified optic, a UTG 3-12x44mm, 30mm tube, compact scope, adjustable objective, 36 color mil dot. I'll run the specifications for you really quick. Some may consider the scope somewhat of an overkill to mount on a .22 Magnum chambered rifle, especially when I could have mounted an LVPO or MVPO, both of which seem to be in high demand these days, but I already had the scope, and it needed to be put to use. This scope seemed to be a perfect match for the M4-22M for both short and long-range targets. The final upgrade was rail protectors, just some that I had laying around and liked to use to help protect the Picatinny rail, more for aesthetic purposes than not. Well, it's time I move on to my final thoughts regarding the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum Elite Semi-Automatic Rifle 22 Winchester Magnum Rimfire. If you are in the market for an MSR-based rifle of .22 Magnum persuasion, the Tippmann Arms M4-22M would be worthy of consideration, whether the intent of the rifle is for sporting or hunting. At a bit over 6 pounds in weight, it is comparable to standard MSRs of higher caliber with regard to weight, and should have the familiar feel of your favorite MSR, which means that you will probably warm up to it more than you would a polymer-based MSR of .22 Magnum caliber. As I stated in the beginning of this presentation, there are other .22 Magnum semi-automatic rifles, like the Rossi, CZ, and Marlin, but the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Magnum really called out to me in quality and functionality. After doing some research on your own, you just might agree with me. Well, my shooting companions, take a last look at the Tippmann Arms M4-22M as I close out yet another chapter in this Journal of Firearms Journeys, Range Ronin Chronicles. I will be back with more firearm and firearm-related reviews, and I hope that you join me when they are published. Don't be afraid to hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted whenever my reviews are available. Until we meet again, and I hope for that to be soon, take care of yourself, stay vigilant, stay armed, and stay safe wherever your journeys take you.